Good morning. I'm Adam Umhafer. I'm the executive director of the American Foundation for Equal Rights. It's my great privilege to be here this morning with the plaintiffs' legal team and founding board members of the American Foundation for Equal Rights. Speaking first will be David Boies.
This is a great day for America. 10 years ago today, the United States Supreme Court in Lawrence against Texas took the first important step to guaranteeing that all Americans, regardless of sexual orientation, were equal citizens under the law. Today, the United States Supreme Court, in two important decisions, brings us that much closer to true equality. In the decision striking as unconstitutional the so-called DOMA, or defensive marriage case, the United States Supreme Court held that there was no purpose for depriving gay and lesbian couples of the right to marry the person they loved. There was no legitimate justification for that. As Justice Scalia noted, that holding, that principle, guarantees the right of every individual in every state to marriage equality. In the California case, the Supreme Court held that the proponents of Proposition 8 did not have standing. What that means is that in that case, the Supreme Court could not reach the merits. But everything that the Supreme Court said in the defensive marriage opinion, where they did reach the merits, demonstrates that when that case finally does come to the United States Supreme Court on the merits, marriage equality will be the law throughout this land. Our plaintiffs now get to go back to California and, together with every other citizen of California, marry the person they love. And the next step is to translate the promise that was in Lawrence and that was reaffirmed today in the DOMA case, that every citizen in every state has the right to marry the person that they love. The Supreme Court's decision on standing is important for another reason. When we started out in this case, we said we were going to prove three things. We were going to prove that marriage was a fundamental right, and the other side accepted that. We said, second, we were going to prove that depriving gay and lesbian citizens of the right to marry the person they love seriously harmed them and seriously harmed the children they were raising. And even the opponents agreed with that. And third, we said we were going to prove that allowing everyone to marry the person that they loved, regardless of sexual orientation, did not, could not harm anyone. And not only did the proponents on cross-examination have to accept that, but today the United States Supreme Court said as much, because they said the proponents have no concrete injury. They cannot point to anything that harms them, because these two loving couples and couples like them throughout California are now going to be able to get married. And so this is a wonderful day for our plaintiffs. It's a wonderful day for everyone around this country, and in California in particular, that wants to be able to marry the person that they love. But it's a wonderful day for America, because we have now taken this country another important step towards guaranteeing the promise that is in our Constitution, in our Declaration of Independence, that all people are created equal, that all people have the inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So this is a great day. We thank the Supreme Court. We thank all of you. And perhaps most important, we thank all of the people who have devoted so much to this battle over so many decades. People who did it at a time when it was not as easy as it was for Ted Olson and myself to go into court. The only thing I regret today is that my friend and colleague Ted Olson can't be here. He has been a leader in this battle for the last 4 years. He is unfortunately today in another court, in another part of the country, arguing another case. But his spirit is here, and he will be with me tonight, and we will celebrate, because this is a victory not just for us, not just for the plaintiffs, not even just for the people who have worked for this so many decades, but for all Americans. Thank you.
We'll now have comments from Chris Perry and Sandy Steer, plaintiffs in the case.
Today is a great day for American children and families. Sandy and I want to say how happy we are, not only to be able to return to California and finally get married, but to be able to say to the children in California, no matter where you live, no matter who your parents are, no matter what family you're in, you are equal. You are as good as your friends' parents and as your friends. We believe from the very beginning that the importance of this case was to send a message to the children of this country that you are just as good as everybody else, no matter who you love, no matter who your parents love. And today we can go back to California and say to our own children, all 4 of our boys, your family is just as good as everybody else's family. We love you as much as anybody else's parents love their kids, and we're going to be equal. Now we will be married, and we will be equal to every other family in California. Thank you.
You know, today we also want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to our supporters. Thank you to our amazing lawyers. Thank you to the Constitution. And thank you to justice that was served today in this court. It was an amazing day. We thank the justices for overturning DOMA. It's so important for us and for all families. And we thank the justices for letting us get married in California. But that's not enough. It's got to go nationwide. And we can't wait for that day. It's not just about us. It's about kids in the South. It's about kids in Texas. And it's about kids everywhere. And we really want to take this fight and take it all the way and get equality for everyone in this entire country. Thank you all. It's been a pleasure and an honor to represent you.
We'll now hear from Jeff Cirillo and Paul Katami, also plaintiffs in the case.
Wow. I don't need these. Our desire to do something and get involved in this case, to be plaintiffs, was very important to us. Perry changed the conversation. It altered the game. It created a groundswell of momentum and passion that brought us here to the Supreme Court today. Today, the court said that I am more equal, that we are more equal. Our love is just like our parents and our grandparents, and that any children that we may have in the future will be more secure. I look forward to growing old with the man I love. Our desire to marry has only deepened the last 4 years, as has our love and commitment to one another. We look forward to using the words married and husband, because those words do matter. They are important. I said it in my testimony in court. If they weren't important, we wouldn't be standing here today. I'd like to give special thanks to Ted and David and the entire legal team, but Ted and David specifically, because their passion for equality is only trumped by the size of their heart. I'd like to thank Chris and Sandy for taking this ride with us, to Chad Griffin for his amazing strategic vision, to Adam Umhafer and the entire team at the American Foundation for Equal Rights, and for the support that we have received from countless people that we don't even know, but who will benefit just as profoundly from this ruling today. Thank you very much. Today's a great day to be an American.
I'm not sure I can add anything after those 3 great statements, 4, including our amazing lawyer. You know, today is a great day. We enter this building and we always see those words, equal justice under the law. And today, we're closer to that. We're lucky, and we know that the fight can